What is making Rigathi Gachagua to hit the headlines each and every day? Right now, as we speak today, the new force in town is that of Rigathi Gachagua, and I'm going to do an extensive video on that. But what is this that Rigathi Gachagua has that makes him to be the person to be talked about by all other politicians who are allied to President William Ruto, including Ruto himself? That's going to form the basis of this analysis here today. But before I do so, please, if this is the first time you're watching our videos, kindly take a second or two and hit the subscription button. And also, after watching my video, please give me a thumbs up. That will support the channel by far. Now, what is making Rigathi Gachagua that powerful? Number one is the fact that Rigathi Gachagua comes from the mountain region. Coming from the mountain region itself, it is politically significant. Why am I saying so? These people come with huge numbers that can be able to dictate the political terrain of the country. We saw under Kibaki, we saw under Uhuru, we saw it even under William Ruto this first term. They're the people who bestowed all these presidents in power. So therefore, coming from the mountain itself, it is an advantage and a significant kind of a impact. It has a significant impact in the Kenyan politics. That's the first one. The second thing that I feel strongly that makes Rigathi Gachagua to be this powerful is the fact that he's constantly hitting President William Ruto. Since his impeachment, he has been constantly speaking on some of the things that are touching the government directly, including some of these problems that Kenyans are complaining about, like housing levy. We have things like high taxation. You have things like high cost of living, and so many other things that our Kenyans are experiencing as we speak, including the extrajudicial killings and even the abductions. When Rigathi Gachagua speaks about these things, being a powerful politician from the mountain, and also being that is it is the immediate deputy president of the Republic of Kenya, therefore it gives him the limelight. Everyone is focusing on him because he's now speaking things like an insider from the government. So such kind of criticism to the cabinet government of William Ruto basically makes him grow politically day by day, be branded to be brave, smart, and many other people now are getting attracted to him. Actually, people are listening to him across. So as a result, Rigathi Gachagua becomes a powerful politician in the country. Now, another thing that Rigathi Gachagua has made him very powerful is the fact that he's calling leaders to come for meetings at Wamunyoro. As we speak today, Wamunyoro, it's always having meetings from various parts of this country where we have people going there to visit Gachagua on one or two things. Now, when these meetings are held, it simply ignites the political temperatures in the country and people focus on it. And we can see since William Ruto was impeached Rigathi Gachagua, we've been seeing that his focus is majorly on how to deal with Mount Kenya, and as well, I'm going to do the video about that, and also how to counter Rigathi Gachagua, because whatever he's doing, it's not easy. So that means very well that Rigathi Gachagua is simply attracting some attention from all over. So that makes him a political relevant and powerful in this country. The third thing is the dormancy of the opposition. Right now, as we speak, Kalonzo Musyoka is allegedly leading the opposition. But the fact remains that Kalonzo Musyoka is very dull and nothing significant is happening as far as the opposition of this country is concerned. So you realize that most of the Kenyans are now focusing on someone who is speaking against the government. Because as we speak today, Kalonzo Musyoka rarely speaks. And when you look at him, he does not have a proper plan on how he's doing some of his things. So this gives Rigathi Gachagua more limelight. So more focus. Most of the media stations focus on him. And that means very well that they put Rigathi Gachagua in a certain position that he cannot get himself out, because now people are like, speak, we want to hear what you're saying. Another thing is the general politics of the mountain. Having the deputy president from there and Rigathi Gachagua from also the mountain. Now, these people countering, that means very well that people will be interested to watch what is happening. So, Farwawila Kipigana, of course, will always attract some attention. So that means very well, the fact means that Rigathi Gachagua is attracting attention because of Kindiki coming from that region. Now people are waiting to see who is training who is doing that, and who is doing this to who and how. So these kind of questions make people much more interested in what Rigathi Gachagua is doing. Another thing is the government. The government generally, including William Ruto and his people, keep constantly talking about Rigathi Gachagua. This gives him a strength and reminds people that Rigathi Gachagua exists. So the constant talking of Rigathi Gachagua makes people focus on him, look at him as a potential leader, give him that powerful political stature that he needs, or stamina that he needs in this country. So that builds him to be very strong. We can't rule out the fact that Rigathi Gachagua also has personal attributes that make him one of the most powerful politicians in the country. The first one, it is English and Kiswahili proficiency. This gentleman speaks English very well. if you all listen to Rigathi Gachagua speaking, particularly even after the and during the inauguration actually of President William Ruto, he gave an eloquent speech. He was very eloquent and he gave a very long speech without missing his words. So that means very well that Rigathi Gachagua is very smart when it comes to speaking the English language. The second one is Swahili. He also speaks Swahili language. Swahili language is very good. He speaks to the people and gets to understand what he's doing because he speaks the common good Kiswahili. Now, another thing also he can't forget here, he speaks very well in Kikuyu language. That puts him in a certain position that actually most of these leaders listen to him. Apart from just speaking the Kikuyu language, he speaks direct to the hearts of the people because he hits what people want to hear, or maybe talks about people want it to talk about. So he does not just speak. So that kind of an attribute makes him one of the most powerful leaders in this country. Another thing generally cannot rule out is the fact that Rigathi Gachagua is a billionaire. Being a billionaire, the fact remains that actually being a billionaire is what made him become a deputy president, because now they considered Kithure Kindiki and realized that he did not have money to do all that. So Rigathi Gachagua was the person who was available to be able to assist William Ruto within the campaigns of the mountain. So when you check on all that, Rigathi Gachagua as a result became what? The deputy president. So as you speak, being a billionaire is able to do a lot, use money to get this and that, give people fare, contribute here and there, give people in churches and such kind of stuff. So that being a billionaire itself, it gives him the power actually to talk, to direct some one or two things, to command some few leaders, to attract attention. So that is one of the things that we cannot forget here. Now, lastly, also talk about it is this. The fact that he has been associated to things like Gen Z protests, that one gives him some popularity among some youths. People talk about him because of that. And actually, he's also proud of this. So whenever people associate him with some of these things, they make him also grow his popularity at large. So if you listen to Rigathi Gachagua speak properly, you realize that he likes when these things are being associated to him. Like Gen Z says that if you had the control of Gen Z, probably then you are most powerful in this country. That's another thing. Just to finish up, it is the fact that it is the targeted audience that is having. He talks to Kikuyu, then he goes to Mulembe Nation. He speaks to them through their vernacular stations, simply to pass a certain message. And the moment he speaks, he ignites conversations there. So this means that Rigathi Gachagua is attracting attention also through such kind of press meetings. Finally, we cannot forget the fact that we have some hints he has been giving on who he's going to maybe form a collab with. Like now, he has hinted on with the Lawyer Nation. That itself, it ignites Rigathi Gachagua's conversations within the Western Kenya region. And you realize Wetangula is talking about him, Eugene is talking about him, and also you hear Natembe is saying something about him, William Ruto, other men talking about him. So that leads to him being very popular amongst the people of Kenya. I don't know what's your take, what's making Rigathi Gachagua powerful. Please let me see on the comment section.